Today I'm together with Mr. Gaetano Cavalieri, the president of CIBJO. Welcome, Mr. Cavalieri.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
You have many members around the globe, so you can easily keep up with the effects of the pandemic. And we would like to know, how does the effects of coronavirus currently reflect on the jewelry industry?
Thank you very much for the question. Is a very good question, by the way. I believe that this lockdown took us completely like a big surprise, because we went to sleep one night somewhere in the world, and when we woke up, we immediately realized that we have to run to go back home if we were able to do, and not moving any longer, because everything was frozen, such as, you know, like in a picture, when there is a sort of action and then the action is stopped. The effect that we have had up to now has been quite incredible in every single sense, and I want first to give my thought to all those who unfortunately died all around the world, and I want to express my deep sorrow for not only for them, for the families and friends that unfortunately they have this loss. I would say we have had this loss. One thing that I have immediately noticed was the fact that this virus has affected all the world, regardless the nations, the countries, the borders, the religions, the skin color, and we have had an effect which, in my opinion, is very positive. I don't know if you are aware that immediately after, I was exactly in the middle of lockdown, which starts for me on February 26th. Until then, I'm still home, not moving. Here in Milano, the situation, even though last week, they open up, but still I prefer do not go out, because I don't think that the people is fully aware how to behave, even though for those like me can follow all the news all around the world from east to west, from north to south, but still there is, in my opinion, some problem. Now, what I want to underline is the fact that the people in our industry, and obviously I'm referring to the gems and jewelry industry, is much more linked and supportive each other than what I was honestly thinking, even though I always thought, and the CIBJO is a clear example, that we are all one big family and one big community. But still, I saw that the capacity of supporting each other, sharing experience, calling each other to see how the friends are from China to the United States, and this sense of big humanity and big heart and soul has been fantastic. I believe that the feeling of solidarity is not coming out, you know, from the desert. It's coming out from something that you have, and you take care into your soul, into your heart. And this is why in this industry, I mean, even though for sure for the new normal, we will find a different world, which is already there, the situation will be for sure not easy. I don't say negative, but it will be not easy. Many companies all around the world who have had and been affected by financial tools, negative financial tools, because the other system, the banking, the supplier, the clients, and so and so and so. So they have been found themselves such as in a sort of handicap and cage where they have been not able to come out. But still, the sense of solidarity, as I have heard on the telephone from many countries, and again, from China to the United States, to Australia, or to many other places around the world, is massive. So my feeling is that when we will wake up from this nightmare, the world that we will find and we will face, it will be, first of all, much different. Each one of us has learned during this period of lockdown, which is not yet over, to use the digital tools, having meetings, video conferences or teleconferences, or sending messages as we are doing today to our friends in Turkey. And let me take this opportunity to wish to all the friends in Turkey and you yourself and their family and your family the very best wishes for the future. And again, CIBJO, the World Jewellery Confederation, is here ready to help, support, and doing whatever is needed in order to let the business flourish again.
Thank you very much.
Now, thank you very much. Now, said that, I mean, you know that I personally have a lot of friends in Turkey, including yourself. It's been always a very special pleasure. I would say that the unique pleasure flying over to Turkey, enjoying Turkish Airlines, that now it will be not only for Turkish Airlines, but for all the airlines all around the world, quite difficult to fly again. And we have to see when we are going to fly again, under which condition we are going to fly. Because flying, that was very simple and easy, especially for people like me flying all around the world constantly. You know, I never been in my life in one place more than between 3-4 days and maximum 1 week. Never. I'm okay because I cannot make any miracle. You know, only somebody lives in the penthouse can do that, not certainly me. But again, the situation we will find will be totally different. But I am very positive on the fact that the jewelry people, entrepreneurs, workers, press, media, all those who are involved in our business, they will behave properly. So I am positive that I would say not the reaction, but the action and pro-action will be much better than what we think.
Hopefully. And what kind of precautions are being taken by your members, for example, you know, all over the world? What companies are doing?
Well, we have to make a differentiation. The big companies, obviously, they are financially strong. The line of credit they have is what it is. The small and medium-sized companies, obviously, they are suffering more. But still, the big companies, and I don't want to mention the names, but all around the world, many companies has suspended the production. That means that, for instance, those jewelry factories, mainly small and medium size, they had to stop to work. Apart that they had to stop to work in any case, but they do not have physically how a line of production to go forward. A number of big companies, retailer, they have closed 10, 20, 30% of their shops, and the people has been sent home. A number of activities, they have not only reduced the capacity of manufacturing, but many factories, big factories, that they had also branches to produce in several parts of the world, they have decided to bring everything or quite everything in their own country. So closing the activities overseas or wherever in the world. And again, I do not want, I prefer to not mention the countries that are affected because, I mean, I believe is not fair. But still, obviously, we are assisting to a full reorganization of those companies capable to reorganize themselves. And I believe that, for instance, in a country such as manufacturing country, such as Turkey is, it will be important to concentrate in the fantastic capacity and skill of the Turkish jewelry manufacturer and designer to reconsider how to do that, reconsider the possibility to make digital catalogs, to start moving on to make sales by distance, in order to use and maybe develop the digital tool with maybe 3D systems or whatever system will be possible. Certainly, I don't think that nobody can afford any condition to supply anyone at condition that the goods are paid more or less upfront or nearby. Because unless there is a relation with a solid capacity of trust and solid financial capacity also, because the financial effect, you know, considering that what all the countries are doing all around the world with governments, you know, supplying money and giving assistance to everyone, is clear that this money has to go back. So if there is somebody who lend money, then this somebody want that money back. That means that we are assisting to a financial effect that for now maybe could be positive. But in the medium term, this money has to be produced, has to be put in aside, and has to give back to the owner. So I recommend to my friends in Turkey to be very careful and to act very wisely.
Thank you very much. And another thing is jewelry shows. What do you think about the jewelry shows? What they are look like with all these social distancing and all the things?
Well, to me personally, you know, I, being as I am, when I see my friends, I have to hug my friends. And this I cannot do any longer.
Like Turkish people.
And this, you know, this is something that to me is an expression of appreciation and true friendship. But we cannot do any longer because the social distancing. because now we will see each other as, you know, a possible people that is bringing virus with each one of us. So we automatically take distance from anyone else, because we don't know if the person, regardless the nationality, is affected by the virus or not.
Yeah.
And this will be for, I believe, for a while. But in any case, the role of the fair. Well, I always have expressed the idea that there are too many fairs around the world.
Mhm.
And the people cannot fly from one place to another, both exhibitors and visitors, to visit this fair or the other fair. Because if we consider the number of the fairs all around the world, and I don't know if I will be, but I take the example of myself.
Mhm.
One of those jumping from Las Vegas to Hong Kong, from Hong Kong to Istanbul, from Istanbul to Vicenza, from Vicenza to Basel. When was Basel? Now we have seen what's going on, or Dubai, or Doha, or Bahrain, or Israel, or Las Vegas, or California, or South America, or Mexico, and so on. This is over.
Yes. This is what they are talking about the fashion shows as well, you know. I joined a Zoom meeting of Vogue, and Alexander McQueen always saying that the fashion shows are too much to carry all the people all around the world.
Well, I believe that the big companies, meaning UBM, meaning Italian Exhibition Group or Basel, apart what's happened with Basel, that is, you know, talk itself, but I don't want to talk about this issue specifically, or Las Vegas, or New York, or Miami, or Hong Kong, and I can list, let's say, all the fair around the world, from Russia to China, from Hong Kong to Turkey, from Turkey to Las Vegas or Los Angeles, and so on. But I believe that we have to go to a new normal. I think that it will be very appropriate if all these fair organizers, with the industry, including us in CIBJO, or those who want to be part, we have to sit down and talk. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise we will assist to systems through which a number of people cannot participate any longer, not because they don't want, but because the system of traveling will be different, the system of the hotels will be different, the system of restaurants will be different, the system of entertainment will be different. I don't think that we will be able to go after dinner to sit in the bar or in the lounge of the hotel to have a drink, and unless there are, you know, maybe 4 people in total. So we have to change attitude, and our let's say system of what we were doing things before the virus cannot be the same after the virus. Nice. Because here we have to understand that we are going to risk much more than what we think. Now, on the other hand, I mean, unfortunately, the people and the human being has a very short memory. and unless it will be let's say a vaccine or medicines or something that will be discovered in order to put the entire population of the world, because it's not question of country, it's not question of continents. All the continents are there, all the continents. And if something like this we will not find from the scientists and all these researchers around the world, well, it will be very hard to go around, because politics has cut all the expenses in researchers, because they need whatever else. I mean, everybody, I leave to the imagination of everybody. But the result of this virus is that we live in the same world. And the world is one. And it's better that we live in peace and we have good relation, instead to go forward into something which after so many thousands of years, still the humanity has not learned. Better live in peace and better build together, instead to do something else, in order to have the possibility to work together, flourish together, maybe having less benefits, but at least we can live having quite everything and go forward in a way that we all may enjoy at least few benefit instead of nothing. Yeah. Because I don't think that staying home in complete lockdown will be positive, certainly not for me, and as well for all those I know, because there is people that is less solid, and they have problems in stay home, they feel depressed. You know, personally, I don't feel depressed at all, because I am on the phone and on the video teleconference from 5 o'clock in the evening to 10 o'clock in the night. So this is not a problem. But I do not pretend that everybody is the same. So probably something, and for sure something is suffering. So we have to support those who are less fortunate than us.
Yes, very different world is coming. So in which countries do you think the jewelry market will open first? And when?
Well, you know, I like to think in this way. And I want to mention what's happened in China when a very big brand, which I prefer do not mention, even though on all the news.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows, so don't need me to underline. Otherwise, it will be a commercial. Is not the case. This company opening a shop, cash in one day $2.7 or $8 million. Luxury brand. What does it mean? That still the people enjoy luxury items. And we certainly produce and sell luxury items, because the people want to be self-satisfied, want to enjoy the feeling and the dream, want to enjoy the sensation of having a piece of jewelry, and I do not go into which specific one is not important, but they want to do that. So the demand of self-satisfaction and satisfaction is there. Yeah. Where this will happen? Well, in China, we saw what's happened, as I mentioned previously. So the jewelry business, I don't think that was a never-ending story, even though I said that was like in a movie when you have an image that is stopped. So you have you have this image that is stopped and is like to be frozen. The image is frozen, and then you have to wait until the motion will go forward. I want to think that as soon as it starts, wherever it starts, important is that start again. And starting again will have a domino effect. Because once it's going to start in Turkey, in Italy, in America, in China, in Hong Kong, in Australia, in Japan, or wherever, still is like, you know, you have a wonderful car that you are saving from any possible scratch, and you maintain in your box. Then you open this box and the car is there, you put the key on and you start the engine. And when the engine starts working, the sound of the engine is so affecting your expectation, then you are happy and you maintain the engine on. And once the engine is on, everything is start moving on. So I hope, as I heard, that it start already, but I hope that will develop. For sure, there is one thing.
What?
There is one thing that we have to have clear in our mind. That kind of business that was yesterday will be not the same business of tomorrow. So we have to be ready to change our business model. We have to be ready to change our system of sales. We have to be ready to change the marketing. We have to be ready to start activity that go in the sustainable way. Because one of the reasons that has affected all of us, because the majority of the people, not because aged, but because the world has changed in terms of many not sustainable activities, such as environment, such as big cities, such as too many planes, such as too many cars, sorry, and so on. Then we have to think that each one of us has to act in a sustainable way. For those who use to approach the sustainability programs all around the world, they have to improve. For those, and in my opinion are the majority, that they never did, it's better that they start to moving on in that direction, because this will save a lot of lives, and this will give all of us the possibility to flourish and flourish again, and at least flourish better than what we did in the past.
And CIBJO has many works on sustainability of jewelry and gold business. So they can also look at your website and find many information about that.
If they don't find all the information they want, there is a telephone and several email addresses, and they can call or email to us, and we will be delighted to answer and help and give all our support, because member or non-members, this is our world and this is our people. Great. And we have to sustain our world and we have to sustain our people.
Great, thank you very much. And the last question is about CIBJO meeting. When are you planning to do it, and where are you planning to do it? Or are you planning to do it?
Well, first of all, the next CIBJO Congress has been announced, but still now, after a few months, I mean, we have to be responsible and see what it will be possible to do. I mean, it was announced to be in Dubai in October.
I know.
As everybody knows, also the World Expo has been moved to 2021. I think that this issue will be discussed to the next board meeting, which will be done via video conference. So again, we use this new technology to do that. And then we will decide responsibly, because we have to think first to the people. Because overall, what I want to underline to you and all the friends in Turkey, and not only, but this is a message to the world. The most important element of our industry are the jewelers, are the people who is involved, are all those that are part of our big family, physically, men and women, boys and girls all around the world that are putting us in condition to be responsible towards them, I would say each one of them. Because if we don't take care of their health and their possibility, and we want that these possibilities given to everyone exactly in the same way, but if we do not take care of our jewelers in every single sense, from miners to manufacturer to producer to retailers and to consumers, then there is no reason that we exist. So the most important element of our business and of each business is the people. Yes. And we don't let anyone behind.
Yes, thank you very much. Would you like to add something? Would you like to say something to Turkish jewelers?
I love Turkey. Is a wonderful country, is a wonderful people, especially from people like me, coming from the southern Italy, specifically Sicily, where we have had for many years relation and a lot of influence from let's say that part of the world. I want to say stay closer, stay together, talk together, plan business together, and join each other as much as we can, because only through elements such as honesty, solidarity, responsibility, and helping each other, we can go forward as one. If we stand together, then we can go forward. If not, the solution, I leave it to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.